Hello everybody and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today in this video we'll also talk about class and object in C++ programming. In previous video we already talked about how to create a class and how to create an object and one program, right? In this video we will also talk about class and object, creation of class, creation of object, and some coding exercise. Now let's get started. I want to jump to VS Code, which IDE we use, and I want to create a new file, for example oop2.cpp, right? Simple. And I want to close this Explorer. Okay, and simply I want to include my syntax, hash include, for example iostream, simple iostream, and using namespace, right? Namespace and std, simple. And here int main my function, and return what? 0. Return 0. Simple. Okay, now I want to create a class, for example a class by the name of calculator. For example, this is about calculator, right? Okay, after that I have private portion here. Now what is private? An upcoming video we'll talk about, but in this video just keep it like it's private. It's an access modifiers, right? I have, for example data members or variable. You can say flat. For example I have flat num1, for example I have, and flat, for example num2 I have, right? And after that I have, for example flat total, simple total. And after that I want to include, for example, my public portion. I told you these are access modifiers we will talk about in upcoming videos. Okay, public I have, for example, function by the name of void, and this is sum function. It means this function is sum function, right? And here I have, for example, void subtraction, this function, and after that void subtraction and its multiplication, right? Mult. And after that another function, for example we have void sum subtract multiplication division, right? And one another function, for example void modulum remainder, simple. Have these function, right? Now I want here total is equal to x plus y, right? Simple. And here total is equal to total, go to simple, total is equal to num1 plus num2, simple. I want to use num1 plus num2, and here I want to also use num1 plus num2, right? Here, for example, here as well, here and here as well. Simply I want to write total is equal to num1 plus num2, right? And now just one tab, two tab, and tab here as well. Okay, now I want to change these operation. This is plus, and the second one we have minus, right? Simple. We have minus. Here we have what? We have multiplication, and the second last we have here, okay, we have division, simple. And the last one we have remainder. You know remainder what is, right? Simple. Now simply I have an error here that put semicolon, and simply we put semicolon, right? Okay, let's num1 remainder by num2. Why it's an error? Do you know, guys? Because this remainder must be int. Because of this I want to change to int in here as well. For example int. Simple. Now the error will be okay. Now if I want to create an object, simple, that we already talk about, calc the name of class, calc, and after that name, for example obj1. Now obj1 dot, I can access these method, these functions, not these variables, because these are private. Simply I can access these function. Take a look. If I press dot, it means you can access these, all of them, right? Okay, simply I want to write what I want, sum function, for example sum. Now if I want to run, what will be the output? Just simply I want to put semicolon here and just take a look. If I want to run, see the result, we got nothing. Why? Because my dears, here we have this total, I mean here we have what? I want to pass here some values, for example this is 10 and this is also, for example, also 20. Now 10 and 20, 30 is in total, but you don't have any function or method to access. For example void show, simply this is, for example, show total, this is total function, and simply cout is out, no, cout total is equal to what? Total variable, right? Now simply if I want to access obj1 dot show total, now see the result, my dears. If I want to run, wow, we got 30. Total is 30. Now see if I want to run here, for example subtraction, it means that from 10 subtraction 5, the output will be 5. Take a look, we got 5. If I want here, for example subtraction not, for example remainder, if I want, what will be remainder? 0, right? You know better why, because 5 divide by 10 and the remainder, I mean module remainder is 0. If I add here 3, now the remainder will be 1. Take a look, the remainder is 1, right? Okay, now something more. If I want here, I don't want like this, for example I want this is constant value, I don't want, for example this one. I want here in function, in this case you parameterize your function that we already talk about in basic, right? I hope you don't have any problem here. For example I have int num1 comma int num2, simple. Now with alt key you select, okay? Now int num1 and int num2, in here I have to include, for example I have to include what? I have to include here, for example here alt arrow key. Wow, okay, I want to write this num1 is equal to num2. Now why? We already talked about in the first video, I mean the previous video. I want to control V here, okay, this, and num1 is equal to num2 is equal to num1 num2, right? Simply in here it's also num1, I mean this num1 is this global num1 and this is local variable. I want to copy these two, copy from here and write here, control V simply, as well write here simply, and as well here, and at the last one as well here. Now just simply take a look and see the result. Now if I want to, we have header in this function, this remainder. It means that you have two parameters here and you have to pass here two arguments. I say okay, 10 comma 3. Now what will be the output? Just take a look and see the result. We got 1. If I want division, for example division, now see the result, we got 3, right? Okay, now one thing more, if we have here, I want from user, for example here I want int x and y, and simply cout a message to user, enter two numbers, right? Enter two numbers, and after that NL and cn num1 not num1 cnx and cnx and cny. Simply you can see. Okay, now I want to pause here x, I want to pause here y. Now see the result, the beauty of program. Enter two numbers, for example we have two numbers, enter two numbers, for example I have 120 and 30. Okay, total is 4. Now I want something more. For example, it must ask me that which operation do you want, plus, minus. In this case use if condition, simple. For example I want to use here, I want to have here care operator, for example operator we have, or for example op, simple op operator, and here I want to see out a message, select your operator, select your operator here, plus we have, minus we have, star we have, and remainder we have, and module we have. Simple. And after that I want endl and cnop. Simple. Now take a see the result. For example, enter two numbers, 120, select the operator, for example I have plus. Here the output must be same, right? In this case you simply delete this one, I don't want this one, right? Simply I don't want this one, and simply we have used if condition. If this op is equal to plus, it means that I want what? Simply obj1 dot sum function, right? And after that obj1 dot show as well. Now simply I want to pause here x and y, and I want to copy this one and Control C, and else if, simply else if. Already we study in basic, right? op is equal to, simply is equal to minus, simple Control V, right? After that we have else if again, simple op is equal to star break. It means Control V, I want what? I want subtraction not multiplication, and here I want subtraction. Simple. And else if we have, else if, simply okay, else if, and here Control V, I want, for example here we have op is equal to for example op is equal to this one, division. It means this function is for division. And the last one we have else if op is equal to remainder, simply Control V, and here I want remainder. Simple. This is a little bit a lengthy program. And else simply is cout invalid operator, simply, and after that endl. Now let's see the result. If I want to run the program, first of all I want here cls, for example we have, I want cls, and start from here and again run the code. Okay, enter two numbers. For example, I have 10 and 20. Now plus. Wow, we got 30. Beauty. Nice. Very nice. Again, I want to run it. For example, 10 and 2. What happens here? Oh, why we write here something? Just, for example, I don't want here. Simply, if I want to run again and see the result, for example, see this, and I want to run it again. Take a C and see the result. Okay, I want here 10 and 2, and I want multiplication 20. Wow, we got 20, right? And the last time, for example, we have two numbers. For example, here I have two numbers, 120 and 20, and I want this operator. See, wow, we got 6, right? This was all about for this video, majors. In this video we talk about class and object, right? How to create a class that we already talked about in previous video, but in this video we focus on practical example, that calculator, we have data members and data function, that we have multiple function. It has its own return type parameter. You can also use flat, which has its return type. You can use simply. I don't want, because this is enough for this video. And here we have this program. I hope you enjoyed the video, my dears, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video and share it to your friends, and do subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, my dears. I will see you next time.